Gozie was a man who carried himself with an air of arrogance. He was tall, broad-shouldered, and admired by many in the village of Umudike. To the outside world, he had it all: wealth, and a beautiful wife named Adugo, and a child on the way. But behind the walls of his compound, his heart was hard, and his treatment of Adugo was anything but kind. "Why is the food not yet ready?" Gozie barked one evening as he entered the hut, his face twisted with impatience. Adugo, heavily pregnant and visibly tired, struggled to stand up from the seat by the fire. "I am sorry, Gozie," she said softly. "The firewood was damp and it delayed the cooking." "Excuses," he thundered, kicking over a small stool. "I married you to take care of my home, not to sit and waste time." Tears welled down in Adugo's eyes, but she swallowed her words. She had tried to love Gozie despite his temper, but his insults and lack of care weighed heavily on her heart. She wiped her face and returned to the pot, stirring the soup with her mind wondered. The villagers had whispered when Adugo married Gozie. "He is too proud," they said. "He will not treat her well." But her parents had been blinded by his wealth and convinced her it was a good match. As the days turned into weeks, Gozie's behavior worsened. He began staying out late, ignoring Adugo's needs, and mocking her growing belly. "You are getting fat like a goat," he sneered one afternoon. "How do you expect me to look at you with any desire?" That night, Adugo laid awake, her hand on her belly. She felt her baby kick, a tiny sparkle of life, reminding her that she was not alone. "I cannot stay here," she whispered to herself. "I must leave before this child is born into a house filled with bitterness." Early one morning, while the village was still asleep, Adugo packed her few belongings into a small cloth bund. She left a note for Gozie on the mat, though she doubted that he would care to read it. As she walked through the forest path leading out of Umudike, her heart pounded with fear and hope. She didn't know where she was going, but she knew she had to find peace for herself and her unborn child. Adugo walked for hours, her legs growing weary under the weight of her pregnancy. Just as the sun rose high in the sky, she reached the neighboring village of Nkumi. The people there were kind, offering her water and a place to rest. It was in Nkumi that Adugo met Chike, a widowed farmer known for his gentle heart. He found her sitting under a mango tree, clutching her belly and staring into the distance. "Are you lost?" Chike asked, his voice soft but concerned. Adugo shook her head. "I am not lost. I'm running." Chike crouched beside her, his warm eyes meeting hers, running from what? Adugo hesitated before speaking. "From a man who does not value me, from a home where my child would know no love." Chike's gaze softened even further. "Come," he said, extending a hand. "You can stay at my home. No one will trouble you there." In the days that followed, Adugo found peace for the first time in years. Chike's home was simple but welcoming, surrounded by the lush farmland and blooming flowers. He gave her a room to herself and ensured she ate well. "You need strength for the child," he said one evening, placing a bowl of yam porridge before her. Adugo smiled for the first time in weeks. "Thank you, Chike. I do not know how I will ever repay your kindness." "You owe me nothing," Chike replied. "No one deserves to suffer, least of all you and your child." As weeks turned into months, Chike's quiet kindness began to mend Adugo's broken heart. He would sit with her in the evening, telling her stories of his late wife and the dreams he had once had for his farm. One night, as they watched the stars, Chike turned to her. Adugo, I know your heart is still healing, but I must tell you, I care for you deeply. I will be honored to stand by you and your child if you would allow it. Adugo's eyes filled with tears. She had never imagined finding love again, especially not with someone as Chike and patient as Chike. I need time, she said softly, and I would give you all the time you need, Chike promised. Back in Umudike, Gozie returned home one evening to find Adugo's note on the mat. At first, he scoffed. She will be back, he muttered to himself. Where else could she go? But days turned into weeks, and there was no sign of Adugo. The house grew cold and empty without her presence. Gozie found himself missing her cooking, her laughter, and even the quiet way she used to sit by the fire. Maybe I was too harsh, he admitted one night, his voice barely above a whisper. The villagers began to notice Adugo's absence, and whispers spread. Gozie drove her away, they said. She was too good for him. Their words stung, but Gozie's pride wouldn't allow him to admit his regrets. Instead, he spent his nights drinking palm wine and brooding over what he had lost. One day, as he walked through the village square, he overheard a group of women talking. Have you heard? Adugo is now in Nkume, they said. She has found peace there. Gozie's heart sank. He had thought she would return to him, but now it seems she had moved on. The thought of Adugo living peacefully without him filled Gozie with a mix of anger and regret. He decided to travel to Nkume to find her. He convinced himself it was for the sake of the child, but deep down he knew it was because he couldn't bear the emptiness of her absence left behind. He prepared for the journey, packing gifts and money, thinking this would be enough to win her back. In Nkume, Adugo had grown stronger and happier. Her son Obinna was born, healthy and strong, and Chike treated him as if he were his own. Papa, Obinna said one day, stung at Chike's wrapper as the man walked in the field. Chike smiled, his heart swelling with joy. It had been months since Adugo had agreed to marry him, and every day with her and Obinna felt like a blessing. You have made my life complete, he told her one evening as they sat under the stars. Adugo reached for his hand, and you have given me and my son the love we never thought we would find. When Gozie arrived in Nkume, he asked around for Adugo and was directed to Chike's farm. The sight of her with another man laughing as they watched Obinna toddle across the yard made his stomach strong. Adugo, he called out, his voice sharp. Adugo froze, her smile vanishing as she turned to see Gozie standing at the gate. Chike stepped protectively in front of her. What are you doing here, Gozie? Adugo asked, her voice calm but firm. I have come to take you home, he said, his tone commanding. You belonged to me. Adugo shook her head. I don't belong to you, Gozie. I never did. I belong where I am loved and respected, and that is here. I made mistake, Gozie admitted, his voice breaking, but I have changed. Come back, Adugo, for the sake of our child. Adugo looked at Obinna, who clung to Chike's leg, and then asked Gozie, You had your chance, Gozie. I begged for your kindness, and you refused. Obinna has a father now, one who loves him unconditionally. We are not going back. Gozie left Nkume defeated. As he walked back to Umudike, memories of cruelty haunted him. He remembered the nights Adugo cried herself to sleep, the times he mocked her, and the way he dismissed her as unimportant. For the first time in his life, Gozie felt the weight of his action fully. He had lost not just Adugo, but the family he could have had with her. Back in Umudike, Gozie became a shadow of his former self. He avoided the village square. Unable to face the whispers and pitying looks, he spent his days in solitude, haunted by the life he had thrown away. Years passed. Adugo's life with Chike flourished. Obinna grew into a strong and kind young man, embodying the love and care he had been surrounded with since birth. One day, as they visit Umudike for a market day, Adugo spotted Gozie sitting alone under a tree. His once proud frame has withered, and his face withdrawn with regret. He saw her too, and their eyes met. For a moment, neither of them spoke. Then Adugo nodded respectfully and walked away. Her hand clasped tightly in Chike's. Gozie watched them go, tears streaming down his face. He realized that while he had lost everything, Adugo had gained a life filled with love and joy. And though it pained him deeply, he knew he had no one to blame but to himself. Hi guys, we've come to the end of this amazing story. So what do you think about this story? Leave your comments under the comment section. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and turn on your notification bell so you won't be left out. So what do you think about this amazing story? Do you think Adugo made the right choice by leaving Gozie and getting married to another man with his unborn child? Do you think Gozie was being fair, and do you think he made a good move by going to apologize to Adugo? And do you think Chike made the right choice by getting married to Adugo? Leave your comments under the comment section what you think about this story. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, like, comment, and share. Lastly, subscribe. It helps us a lot to go a long way. Thank you. See you on our next video. Bye.